It's in Oregon. Go get it from me.
Top screen is where the HDR was washing out the colors.
Okay, then you're good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just knew there was a weird thing.
So apparently, sharing screen with HDR is a pain in the ass.
It is. No, that's why all of my things looked washed out before when I was sharing them.
So that's apparently I can't like stream when I'm playing in HDR because even the HDR capturing thing doesn't actually do it.
Oh, that's
they did that on purpose, though, right?
No, it has to do with color conversion.
HDR. Oh, okay, because the HDR was on the PS4, and it was like the only time you couldn't. You had to turn HDR if you wanted to like.
I don't know.
Because they didn't want you to do Netflix. Like Netflix, all of a sudden wouldn't work.
Well,
if you're doing
that always
it,
happens. That happens with HDCP and stuff like that. So they should always have that filter in. It has to do, and I don't know because I don't stream on directly from the Xbox or the PlayStations. So they might do this automatically with their encoders that are built in, but I assume they have the same problems with all the other encoders do, which is they can't convert the HDR signal to a standard signal that you would be watching on a stream, and that's the problem. They like HDR has to go to HDR, and that's the problem because like one standard color standards are different between monitors and stuff like that, and that's why everything gets like David was saying washed out or blown out or whatever. So they just don't do that. If you turn off HDR, then everything looks fine, and then you just have standard color array, and that encodes normally. Sorry, I had to do a bunch of. I was trying to do this for Mass Effect, and I couldn't get it to work, and I got frustrated, and I just played it.
Oh my god.
All right, let me know when you guys can see.
We can see.
All right,
we can see.
I've gone and updated. I think I need to move on from all of these, so I'm calling these finished. So I'm gonna do more of everybody's characters, but like I need to move on from sitting on the same things. So what I ended up doing is I ended up and gave everybody a insignia, an emblem in their background to try and like
Are you
the piece just felt very
on the picture from now on?
Yeah, they're always there.
No, but are you doing it like it's on?
Damn.
Oh, do you want me to move it off of him? Yeah,
it is by design.
So that is
so it doesn't get cropped out.
Yeah, you can't like if you move it here, somebody can just crop that out.
Yeah, I was just curious if that's why it was there.
What I can do is I can lower its opacity. But I don't want it so low that you.
Yeah, turn it up some more. I was just curious.
But I'll mess around with that. So we have Liam, and then
holy cow.
Wait a second. There's a pixel right there.
Let's see. Yeah, there's a couple. I can. I'm not.
No,
I'm not,
I was
I'm not,
fucking
I
with you.
actually can't, no. Well, there is.
Don't,
there.
Oh
don't
no!
Don't fuck with me. There
Two
is.
moments.
I'll do it.
we trying to make sure that he called these done. Don't do this to me.
So we have Liam with his cape of the mounted back, or the Dimension Door cloak, the headband of intellect inspired by the Sheikah symbol from Legend of Zelda.
Nice.
The green dragon armor, a elven tunic that I just came up with, the talon sword, the shadow blade, which will probably get a reiteration, but a general style I liked. The replacement arm, and the redesigned boots of elven kind, and then a background more inspired by less of the roguiness and more of the arcane wizardry that he's going into. I was trying to figure out a cool way to do something roguey in the background.
I think it's cool.
I might later.
Elven, like high elf kind of like inspiration. Like I like it.
Yeah,
cool.
The filigree really like gives it the high elf kind of.
Dude, fucking halftones brushes are just the best thing. Like, that's fine. I'm just saying this is all like a brush. I don't actually have to do all this shit by hand. Like, it's just great. I'll eventually try and So
Don't.
I could. No, not right now. But
Don't
like,
try. Don't try.
You can
Just
create custom brushes
this
to
is
do
enough.
this yourself. I will
Right,
eventually learn
you
how to
make a
do that. But
pattern.
right now,
Yeah, you can make your own patterns and then.
exactly. I will eventually figure out how to do that. Right now, no fucking clue.
Okay.
All right, moving
Alright,
on.
let's
Anyone like? And
He definitely looks like he fights YouTubers.
I know, right?
Right? He got the I punch Jake Paul's in the face.
yeah,
I mean, I would
Look
love
to him.
that guy.
to, but
Yeah. Or I'll stab
I
Jake
don't-
Paul
I
in the
don't need to
kidney and
broadcast
make
it
sure
to do
no
it.
one knows it was me.
Yeah,
Alright.
we get a lot more money if
Ew.
you broadcast it.
All right. We're gonna move on to Valen.
Ooh wee!
Nice.
I like that.
With a little bit of
See.
inspiration from his current background.
I just like the
Very cool.
treasure chest is still there.
Yeah, no, that 100%.
That is very nice. Look at the staff and everything. Hell yeah, man.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
not going
wonder
anywhere.
Will ever get used?
Just like his
And
treasure
again-
chest.
Again, because we have a couple of like items that we still are moving around, like they're not explicitly up to date on absolutely everything, but
And
got
I
extra
love
gear in here.
that. I love that armor piece. I love that meal
Yeah,
plate.
you gave me the
So
picture that you wanted it based
good.
on. Yeah, you gave me the picture
Dude,
you wanted it based
look
on.
at the fucking texture. Hell yeah, man.
And then here I gave you your blue insignia up in the hair.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. I updated mine again.
Of course you
As
did.
I'm sh-
No one's
yeah,
surprised. Stop saying it like
no
we're
one's
really
surprised.
Holy shit.
Damn.
That's wild.
Holy shit, that's a fucking Destiny character. Look at that bow.
So we have the duplicate back there due to the I took what I already had in my cloak and then added a couple of
Holy
pieces
cow.
to it. For the cloak of displacements, like one of the tendrils is back here, but it's not like the primary thing.
Where is it?
Down here.
Wait. Can I make
And so
one
I have the-
suggestion?
No. Yeah, what's up?
All right. I would take a tendril and use it like a scarf across the front,
Mm.
so you can
I don't
definitely
like
see
that.
it's a displacer one. Huh?
Well, I'm not trying to make the like I wanted to keep it with like what I
No,
already
know,
had for
keep it
the cloak's
theme
look.
that it is, but like, cause it's such a cool effect. But like, the displacement cloak is definitely from a displacer beast, and like it would look really cool if you can clearly see like the displacer like cart. I was trying to think of like another way that you could see it. 'Cause, like I don't like them just dangling there like they have in their art, but I think if you use it like a you throw it across the front like a scarf kind of thing, like you already have the thing across your chin right here, right underneath your chin. Like,
Yeah.
if you just lay it on top of that, it would look kind of cool. You don't have to
Think
have
about it.
thick. Just think about it.
But so yeah, I have the dual swords in the elven style. These are the two basic long swords that I just made.
Mm-hmm.
The quiver of efficiency, or the Ella Holna or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff, everything else I didn't really change on this that I had earlier. I've had the dragon bone bow. So that's that. So now is the update, the actual different and most up-to-date version of Astrid that I think I showed at one point, but I don't think everybody remembers. And it also actually has a lot of other cool stuff.
Whoa! What? Look at that! Damn!
Damn, man.
So we have
Holy
Skull.
cow.
which has a lot of meaning behind why he's here and ties into her character choice and backstory. And then we have Astrid, the Dragon Slayer.
Yeah, that entire
Glaive.
character the character looks like somebody's gonna bro at night.
Yeah, the lady who will beat the shit out of somebody and is the champion of Waterdeep is right here. She has
Yeah, what's on the arm?
What's your question?
Yeah, I'm looking at the armband. Tell me
So
about the
you
armband.
caught that. That is the
Thing
symbol
usually
of
I know.
Tyr.
Symbol
That
of
is the
Tyr.
symbol of Tyr. That is her patron, or not her patron, her deity in Faerun.
Why not a patron?
Patrons are due to warlocks. She is divine. It is a god. It is not a like.
I think both are.
Patrons
Something
can
like-
be like a demon, an abyssal, fiend, anything like
can
that.
Still be a patron.
It could be.
Yes.
But this is specifically her deity, not her patron. She is not a warlock.
I think, yeah.
I think
I don't know.
What's the inspiration for the emblem in the back?
Oh, I'm
Is
glad
that-
you asked.
Yeah, I know. It looks very, very, very different. What's the inspiration of it?
So again, it is a minimalist version that I came up with of the symbol of Tyr. So you have the hammer with the scales.
Damn.
And then this is a little bit different. This is more of her backstory, but we currently don't know, so I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay.
So that's part of there.
She's
I will
also
say
really into
it is
electricity. And
also here. She
Nice.
has her Harper pin. We have the Mace of Terror, which is currently unattuned, but just it looked fucking cool, so I decided to put it in here. So the Dragon Slayer glaive, which I actually had a lot of fun doing the texturing on this shit.
Scroll up. What's the item behind her back? Oh, that's the fire staff.
That's the Staff of Fire,
Gotcha.
which actually I also had a lot of fun making because that's actually one layer. Normally I have like a million different layers. I did that in one layer and like did it very
Yeah, it looks good.
not abstract, but like impressionistic.
Uh-huh.
It was fun.
It look cool,
And-
man.
She looks like she was drawn in like the Avatar style, like a Last Airbender style.
I'll
I
take
can
it.
roll with that.
Sure. I'll take it. And
You
then,
look like you draw like a famous people.
No, I'm like if you
And
look at,
No, I agree.
everything-
it's
everything else, the reason she is so shiny is because she is actually wearing her molten bronze armor. So her skin is liquid metal essentially. Which was the item that we got from her, or from the heist that we ran initially with her. This was the item that we got back from him. So I know it doesn't come up too much in player, it gets glossed over, but I did want to like at least
have it
represent
represented somewhere
it.
else.
So she's very shiny,
Weird.
and she will beat the shit out of any of us. And she has a really cool puppo.
She just gets stage fright in the battles.
Those dice screw me over every time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
I'm
dice
just color
suck. You
my
know what?
dice.
Rolling is the worst part of this game. I can agree finally.
And then
We can all agree on that.
Liam has Anshu, but Alex said he did not want him in the portrait, but he'll be in other ones.
yeah,
He's like, look, my dog may die. I may forget about it completely.
You don't have to worry about
You
his
don't have to worry
dog.
about that with this game.
This isn't Sir Peanut Butter Fluffy Bottoms, whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah.
That Ulan legitimately forgot about. This is a familiar. He's not going anywhere. So
Same with skull.
that's what I've been working on. I've uploaded the JPEGs of all of these to the D&D character images. It is under the updated folder. So you can go there and download them. I'll post these to Twitter and Instagram and ArtStation later this weekend. I'm going to move on from these. I need to not work on these. If you have any other feedback or requests, let me know and I'll work those into the next ones. I just need to do new ones for all of our characters and stuff later.
I'll be right back, guys.
So that's that. If you want, I can go through and I can get like cropped ones of people's faces, and I can set that up for your character in D&D Beyond as the profile for the character there instead of the 8-bit if you don't want that. But whatever you want, let me know. But that's the
Love
update.
them. That's amazing art. Absolutely stunning. Thank you for taking all that time to do that.
No problem. It was fun.
That is amazing.
Navi would
You're
just
Put
like
in the
so
chat. I'll share.
talented.
I want to share on my Twitter.
so that we can
Yeah.
trust more.
Now that I know,
Oh wait, we're doing more characters. I totally don't have four or five
geez.
other.
No, M's gonna
started.
kill us. M's gonna kill us. We gotta add more character.
Okay, well I've already got other characters set up, so I'm
She's
good.
like, I just make him stop drawing more stuff on your characters. Now you guys want to have more? Ain't no way.
ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Okay, well that's all I had. No, I'll not digress. Or
I'm gonna go grab a few oranges.
A few?
Yep. You don't eat just one orange at a time. You eat a few.
Like clementines or like actual oranges?
Like, yeah, like full-size oranges or...
Full-size
I've had
oranges,
an
like
orange,
you.
like,
I
the
always
size
have
of my
at
head
least
before.
2. I always have like at least 2.
I got so many questions, but I'm gonna move on.
we just know he's not gonna die from scurvy. He'll be fine.
Man's gonna need his vitamin C.
Man's needs his vitamin C.
Man's needs his... That's what they say. Man's needs his vitamin C.
I just take gummy vitamins instead.
You don't even do that.
Yeah, I do. I do it every morning.
Okay. Okay. Oh.
What the hell is this one? All right, I can close this one off. We got our going. Do you have the boxes drawn?
Yeah, I think we're all good.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right. Welcome back to M&A&D&D episode 70. Off to find the wizard. Last we gathered around this here virtual table. The M&A had been inside of Waters Deep for a few days now, biding their time as preparations were being made in order to journey off to the next part of this adventure. There were some discoveries made about people's personal background. We dabbled a little bit into Valen's mysterious past, in which he finds himself fully invested in an ancient tale from his lineage. That maybe his path runs into Lolth, the Spider Queen. There was a point in which our two Harpers went off on a mission to discover or to find and gather information from a missing contact. What they did find out seemed much more obscure, a little bit more mysterious, and unfortunate, as the contact was not living. You all ready to leave, had one more night, I believe, of debauchery, as you guys all witness the fearsome nature of Astrid, as you discover that to blow off steam, she sneaks into town and pummels faces. You guys managed to meet her, let's say her adopted family, um, who took one more chance to stay with her and hang out with her and share drinks. You guys had watched the sunset over Waters Deep, sharing drinks and stories and your escapades with uh, these memories of or these members of her past. Um, at this point, we are ready to book it and leave. Or I'm guessing we're just gonna pick up from the next day.
Yeah, probably.
And so this would be okay. So this will be your final day in Waters Deep, and we'll just go to that map. You guys can, I guess, discuss. You guys. So in the morning of this seventh day in Waters Deep, you guys wake in your familiar sleeping rooms with your, right outside is your common room in which you guys are able to discuss and talk freely. You walk out, there's a bowl of um, toasted breads and 2 oranges for Valen. There's some nuts and some breakfast foods and grapes sitting there on the table.
I'll kind of speak up real quick and just be like, hey guys, so I went the other day to Zargos, and when I got the scrolls for you two, he also gave us a custom one of these, and I'll pull out this spying device, and I'll kind of give them the rundown of how it worked, and kind of explain it as so we can place it, and we can I think it was see and hear out of it.
Can't see out of it.
You can't see out of it, just hear?
It's just audio.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just
Yeah,
audio.
just audio.
So we can hear from whoever has the receiver. Can hear if they were to die while having the receiver active, the whole thing goes away. So just to keep that in mind. But there's really 2 ways we could use this. So just however we want to most effectively use this is kind of up to the group. We can bring it with us on our journeys and use it as needed in dungeons and whatnot, as the moment requires. I do have an alarm spell, but it doesn't do audio and it doesn't do some of this other stuff. This will be more useful in a lot of ways. Like letting us know when someone's there, someone's approaching, just stuff like that.
Doesn't the alarm spell? Doesn't that like internally tell everybody that you want to designate that their alarm got tripped?
Magic.
That's me asking outside of the game.
Let me go look up the thing. I don't think it's everybody. I think it just doesn't set it. You set an alarm against unwanted intrusion. When this alarm You can set a when you cast it, you can designate creatures that won't set it off, and you can choose whether the alarm is mental or audible. If it's mental,
So it can
only
be
I
audible.
hear it. If it's audible, then everyone would hear it. It sounds like a handbell.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it's not like I could just set it for everybody.
Okay.
This would still be for whoever has the receiver. The other thing is this doesn't have a range associated with it, and it can, if we want to set up a more permanent thing that we want to check in on, i.e., our keep. This would give us an option to just always be able to check
Have
in
an
on.
ear in there.
Yeah,
We can't talk to people through it. It just literally just have us have an ear in the keep.
Yeah, but it's it's a way of knowing if something's going on and we're not familiar. So
I think it makes the most sense to keep it with you, since you're the most stealthy and you can use it for infiltration and investigation missions, where information gathering and scouting is key. We already have the ability to contact the keep two-way with the sending stones that we have with Shyvana's. But that's my 2 cents on this. If anyone else has anything else to bring up for this one specifically, please go ahead. I have one more thing that I would similarly like to bring up with the group to help gain input on.
No, I agree. I think that is a tool that's going to be much more useful for us if it's with us, both sides, and we can kind of place it where we feel we need to, other than having it at the keep, since we already have established contact.
Okay.
Caitlin, do you have any other insights on this?
Well, knowing where we're gonna head to next, I would agree to keep the tool with us.
Okay.
Cool.
No objection from me.
Liam, you cool with this?
No, I'm fine with it.
Okay. So the thing that I want to bring up for everybody, while we're all here, is our last purchase that we made with Zaragos is an item that we need to utilize. We have these winged boots that currently nobody is using, and these are far too helpful to not be utilized. I do not need them since I have the broom of flying with me, and I can easily access this. So I would suggest that one of the three of you take these boots.
I have boots that I really like. Not that those wouldn't be useful in certain situations. But I agree. I think someone should have it, and I can. If you give me is there any other items that we need to have identified while while we're chilling?
Yeah, I have an amulet. I don't think it's much of anything, but I'd at least like to know. I'll pull out my the amulet that was given to me.
Okay.
Give it to you, bye.
I will take 10 minutes to cast identify on the amulet, and they'll take 10 minutes.
He's asking who gave it to you,
I know.
Do you not know who? It was Uma.
It was Uma, yeah.
Sorry, put you on the spot.
No, it's okay. I was reading something else and it like caught me off guard.
Panda Express is really throwing her.
So you sit there and you kind of
yeah.
meditate over these items.
Yeah.
Which were they again?
The winged boots, I'll identify and just have like all the details for whoever gets it.
Okay.
We already knew what they did.
The amulet, and then if there's anything else, it's just 10 minutes per item.
Okay.
But I have all the details for him.
you're gonna sit there. So, as you try to identify, you get a grasp of the winged boots pretty quickly. But it's the amulet that's perplexing to you. There's definite signs of magic, but they fade in and out. It's like a flickering light bulb, and it almost seems like it had something residual magic in it. So, although you try to identify it at this point, it seems more like an heirloom, something powerful from like a time before that.
It feels like it's magic touched, but it doesn't hold the magic anymore. Would that be like an interpretation of what you just said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll say that. It doesn't. It feels like it's not currently magical. Like it was either around something magical or magic touch or magic adjacent. It's weird. I'm getting. If it was magical, and it had some properties, I should be able to detect it, but I'm not. But I'm also not getting like a nothing. So it's something I would definitely hold on to. I just don't know what it means.
That's fine. I was planning on keeping it no matter what. I'll put it back around my neck.
But I can talk about the boots.
What about a boot?
The boots. While you wear these boots, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. While you can use the boots to fly up to 4 hours, all at once or in several shorter flights, each one using a minimum of 1 minute of the duration. If you're flying while the duration expires, you descend at a rate of 30 feet per second until you land. So that's about the same speed that you would fall for Featherfall. And then they regain flight capabilities, 2 hours of flight capabilities for every 12 hours that they are in use. But they do require attunement. And they got these cool wings on the heels that make you look like you go fast.
So I would recommend for the member on the team that's more capable with the scouting work and stuff to wear the boots.
I mean, that's still me, but I mean, I'm currently wearing. I guess I could give these.
You guys can keep them.
I can give these to my brother and wear them.
Yeah, you can give it to Val. Val can wear them.
Well, I was saying.
There's not much I'm gonna be able to give up for boots of elven kind, because I've already got a plus 13.
Boots of elven kind don't require attunement.
Oh fuck! Then I will take those.
Yoink! He takes them off your feet while you're standing.
I know. He's like,
off your feet.
Fuck this shit. I'm wearing this right now.
It's not like it's going to waste. I have a plus 13 in stealth.
I know, but I like my advantage. It's so sweet.
You don't have to.
If it makes you feel better, I mean, Astrid has a spot that she could swap for them if that makes you feel better.
For the winged boots?
Yeah.
I'm cool with Astrid using the winged boots. Having a flying sorcerer with a glaive and
terrifying.
Or
literally just purple fireballs from off above.
Give it to Darfarius.
He's not even here. It would be so good for him, but he is not even here.
Just saying, it's so strong.
I can give them
He's
to
like-
him once he's back.
That's true.
He's like-
you can use them for now.
Yeah, use them.
He's like super naked, except for like he has these crazy boots.
He has the bracers of defense, this big ass maul, and then he wears a loincloth and then boots.
Dude, at some point that loincloth's gonna fall off, and it's just gonna be like just a bunch of
It's,
scenes.
no,
with
when he
him
flies, it just flaps
it's
in
just
the
gonna be a
wind.
hammer covering his junk. It's like a hammer or like a nicely placed tail. Like, yeah.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, the boots of
there's
a
like this.
are nicer because they don't require attunement, David.
Got it.
The front door of your guys' chamber opens, and you get this huge. It's just like it doesn't just open; it just slams open, and you get this huge draft of like, kind of like rotting meat, stale beer,
Excuse me.
and alcohol, and in walks in this just beleaguered dragonborn, covered in like half covered in
God.
blood. You see just like all across him is just spilled alcohol, and he walks over to Valen and he touches the hammer and disappears.
Oh my god.
Good morning, Prince. Oh, he's gone.
I don't even want to ask where he's been for the last couple hours.
Did you
Hours.
not notice
You guys-
that he wasn't in your his hammer this entire week?
Hours. He's been gone for a week.
Do we need like a vacant or like
I love
occupied,
that.
like
Occupied.
yeah, unoccupied or like
And
Something
knowing
on
this
the hammer.
immediately, no. Hearing this immediately, I turn to Astrid. Astrid, I think you might want to talk to council about those weird incidents that you guys keep hearing across the market for the last couple of days. I think our companion might be responsible for some of them. And I emphasize on the word some.
Before you guys move on, you notice that there's a little tiny leather pouch left right where your dragonborn had dissipated.
I'll investigate the pouch.
You open it up immediately. You find 50 gold pieces. You find 48 silver. There's 3 teeth in it and a pinky ring.
Oh!
he's either brawling, gambling, or we've never saw this bag ever. All right.
Just put it into the bag of holding. I don't even want it.
I'm gonna
No.
quickly do identify on the pinky ring.
Make a sleight of hand check, Valen.
Valen?
I mean,
Put
if
it
you
into the bag of holding, it's on my person. He just like slips it into my bag.
I'm gonna identify the pinky ring.
I'm not upset. Just make a sleight of hand check. I just want to know if I notice.
I mean, I don't even want to know who that pinky ring belonged to. You guys want to know? I'm afraid to find out what the answer is.
Can I roll investigation to see if I recognize it?
Yeah.
DM, this is that bullshit where you're just like, I'm just gonna make some kind of joke, and then all of a sudden, this is what we're gonna be doing
Yeah.
for the next 3 weeks.
Now I gotta write it a whole new. Oh god. Okay, so here it is.
This is the story
Throughout the rest of this campaign, this is the new story.
The rest of the campaign.
No!
Whose pinky ring this is and whose teeth these are. This motherfucker's getting. This is a mystery now.
So as you're looking at the items in this bag, Astrid, immediately you recognize this silver filigree it kind of branches out and envelops an emerald, very small, but etched into the emerald is a symbol you recognize as someone that you've dealt with in the past. Edmund. This is someone that you've done dealings with, and to further substantiate your belief that this is his, you recognize that the teeth, because they also have like little tiny speckled of green emerald in them, as Edmund, who liked to display his wealth, had kind of embedded these emeralds into his teeth.
Oh,
Disgusting.
gross.
I don't like this guy.
These teeth are not like flat like the rest, like you would imagine everybody else's. These are chipped. They are kind of filed down into like serrated edges, kind of like an arrowhead.
I hate that.
Dope. I see that he has found quite interesting company in his week in Waterdeep.
This did you say who it was? Who this person
I can. It's a guy by the name of Edmund. He runs in certain merchant circles within the city.
Is he just a merchant, or does he deal with other things? Because filing your teeth into this kind of shape, this looks more predatory or hunteristic or savage than a show of something. You don't file your teeth in specific arrow shapes.
I know.
with sawtooth engravings for nothing.
He's mostly a bag of hot air, but he has his moments where he deals with not so pleasant things.
Well, he's missing a few teeth and a pinky ring, so fuck that guy. Well,
he's a pretty good person to punch in the face if that helps.
That's good. Our Dragonborn generally has a good sense of character. Well.
Yeah, like anybody he likes, he either brawl with them or he make friend with them. So that's usually a.
But he has.
For those people that he doesn't. For those people that he doesn't like, he usually eat them. So.
Yeah, but we were talking about the people he does like.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Anyways, can you ask him real quick, since you got the hammer? Can you ask him if he wants this shit back? Like, does he? Or are we just holding on to this for him?
So I basically
knock
So I knock on the side of the hammer, saying that Darsarius, do you where and how do you get these teeth? And do you want them back with the pinky ring as well?
The hammer starts to like rumble, and then his head pokes out to the top, and his hand comes out, and he just tosses another tooth onto the ground, and then just like rolls back into the hammer and disappears.
Or teeth it is. I'm just gonna put. Well, I'll keep all of this together. I'll keep the.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, you still when he came out of the hammer that last time, you got that big breath of like, of like alcohol air, clearly suffering from a massive hangover. You get the sense that he has no interest in talking anymore. He's
okay. Well,
the walkover probably did it for him.
We'll just put this into the bag of holding. I'll just leave it all together. We're not going to worry about the gold for now. Just put this into the bag and okay, so we're all here. I think our next steps are to go looking for either our orders, but one of the last things we were told was to go find the
updates. Right?
You guys can stay in the room waiting for Ramilla, or you can head down. Maybe you can meet her a little bit sooner.
Okay, just remember, our plan is to wherever we're going to next. We have to travel. We are taking a teleportation back to Phandalin to pick up Thom Petty and our crew, and then take a skyship there. If without any other information so far, that is the current plan. But let's go talk to Ramilla.
Okay.
Make sure
you guys head down the winding staircase again, down into this main, the main chamber in which you find so many of the members of the assembly, not the assembly, of the council.
Been watching campaign too, have you?
Yeah, I'm trying. Dude, I've been on the streak.
I just finished the last episode. It was so long.
And there you find again, like always, you see just the scurrying abouts of the aides of the members of the council there. They're kind of like combating back and forth, looking, running papers to areas, communicating different things to different areas of the castle. And towards one of the ends of the table, you do see Ramilla. Immediately, she looks up to you and starts walking towards you. Her slender figure comes. You can hear, even everybody's in hushed tones, so you can hear her, the clicking of her boots. She points you to a room to the left of the chamber. Kind of ushers you in. M&A. Seems as though we're ready to all to take off. I promised that I would get you some information. You're gonna go about completing some missions for the council, and I think you can imagine that not everybody agrees on how things are conducted and how things, information or outcomes should go. You're now going to be introduced into the bureaucracy of everything, as your choices are going to have consequences. There have already been some on the council who are still a little upset that the Sky Castle got away from us. There are those that are not quite happy that the horn was retrieved, or that the impossible wasn't done and you captured a dragon. What we need to do going forward is we need to shore up alliances and garner favor with those that remain and those that can be added to the council. It is unfortunate that I need to put this on you. Well, it's not all put on you. It is just something to consider. We've now entered into a crucial stage in which we need to shore up our defenses and our allies in what looks like to be an all-out war coming.
That makes sense.
What I have for you, what task I have ahead of you, is we have been monitoring the movements of Verum the White. Verum is a close ally of Severin, who is, as you may already know, one of the highest members of the Cult of the Dragon. Verum seems to be one of the others that wears a dragon mask, which has brought him to our attention since having received the information of, and she winks at Val, that dragon masks are obtainable. Last we heard that they have, Verum has taken an elite force into the Serpent Hills. We believe it is in order to conduct some kind of magical practice. But for the first time, he's come out of the safety of his dwellings and entered the open. And this is why we think we need to strike. Now,
How long do we have?
it will take you some time to get there, but it will also take them quite a while to get to the Serpent Hills as well. We're hoping with maybe a 4 days travel, you'll be able to intersect them. There is an interesting rumor that the dragon mask was stolen. And this attempt at a magical practice is either to reobtain it or to locate it. We suspect that he's on the trail of whoever may have grabbed it. There's lots of rumors floating around, so it's still muddy as to which one is the truth. Is he taking his dragon mask to a magical site to conduct some kind of summoning practice, or is he on the trail of this alleged theft?
Okay.
The last we had seen is they were towards the Borskire Bridge. And I will give you those locations.
Can you spell that last location's
Yeah,
name?
I'll give.
Thanks.
Okay. If you guys have any questions, I can.
I have.
Okay, so. Mm-hmm.
Just a few questions to kind of go through. Obviously, she knows that we have a mask, right? Everybody.
I'm physically wearing it on my face. She knows.
So, do we know what obtaining these masks does, other than Grant says possibly easier ways to infiltrate the greater dragon cults? I mean, they seem to be very powerful.
Are they? I have not been told exactly of the magical properties of these masks, other than I see you wearing it.
This is why I asked that question earlier. Not just, I didn't know what information we had given her, and I did. That's why I was trying to phrase it that way.
Oh,
Hold on. Let me. I think
wasn't trying to be a dick.
I
I was
could
trying
have
to
sworn
be-
that I talked to her about them. Because I presented it to the council and everyone.
I thought you kept the magic aspects out of that conversation.
I
don't remember you going on the list.
I don't
So-
remember the conversation, so I'm trying to figure out what did we say before, so I don't like make us look in a bad light. Because I'm trying to figure out. Based off that,
from my memory, you have not given fully over all the information that you know about the mask. What the information that was given about the masks is that they are like symbols, that they have some sort of like, although they do have some sort of magical properties, they're not like these huge relics or anything.
Okay.
Like I felt like you guys had kind of like been subtle about like, hey, I have this. This is something I got off of them, but I don't think anybody fully. I don't think anybody fully knows right now.
Right, I'm trying to figure.
Really,
out,
do you guys know fully?
We have the item description that I've given to everybody because
And
I've attuned to it.
Identify now, so I can cast Identify on any item that we are unsure of.
Right.
It's not like I'm trying to hide what it does to my group because I've already told them about it.
Not from your group.
Right.
I don't think you're hiding anything from group. I was under the impression that you were not fully giving up all of the important information to the council because you wanted to keep it yourself and you didn't want them to deem this like, hey, this is much too important for this guy to
see
have.
Where you're going. I thought I had a conversation where I told Ramilla, specifically her, about what it was and what it does.
Right, which is kind of why she's been winking at you like, I missed all the signs.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay. So
we're gonna go off of that.
What's the
Yeah.
what do you think the importance of obtaining the mask is, or is Verum the
Who are you
goal?
asking this to?
Ramilla.
This movement seems largely in part symbolic to its followers,
Mm-hmm.
although more devious to those in the know. That there are hidden meanings to everything, but the idea that these masks may also be rallying cries or symbolic in nature to those rallying the cause. If
If you had
we
to
were
wait,
to obtain
sorry.
these masks and more of them, I think each one that we possess deals a blow to their ability to rally more arms to their cause.
Understood. If you had to weight the two objectives, especially now that it seems that they are not inherently one and the same, where one is to remove Verum the White, either by killing him or capturing him, or securing the White Dragon Mask, which of the two do you think is a more powerful thing, or a more valuable thing? And which would the council deem a more worthy or successful mission?
Taking the pulse of the council, I believe the two most important things
Mm-hmm.
may be obtaining the mask
Okay.
and capturing Verum.
In that order.
Yes.
Okay. So that answers a bunch of my questions. Based off that, do we know how he lost his mask, or is it because right now it just sounds like a rumor?
It's rumored as a theft.
Okay. So we don't know if it's infighting. We don't know if it's.
I don't know how much value there is to the idea that he's had it stolen. To be fair with you, it quite possibly is
Do we know that?
a MacGuffin that we're looking one direction and something's happening in the other, believing that there's theft and infighting inside of the ranks of the Cult of the Dragon is advantageous to only them.
Well,
That
we
might
do know that there is, from experience, some strife and power struggle, but whether or not they've shored that up since then, I don't know. Do we know the strength of the forces that Verum travels with?
well,
They tend to travel with the dragon.
we've heard absolutely no rumor or information, fact or fiction, that there is a dragon involved in this movement of Verum. He is,
No.
however, flanked by his personal guards. He's not out there on his own, and he certainly has a substantial amount of protection around him.
Can I ask a dumb question? Um, can you give
Another?
Me can you? Nah, you know, this is all of my questions are. What are the physical characteristics of Verum?
Oh, Verum. Well,
Not that we might have had a conversation with somebody and didn't realize it was them until it was like halfway through the conversation. The previous owner of the Black Dragon Mask.
I would say he's short in stature.
like a dwarf or just a short human?
Like a dwarf. Let me pull it up so I can give you Better information.
I'm only saying this because I remember we had this conversation, or we were doing with the black dragon mask owner, and we didn't know that one, it was a female, and two, that it was a
He's a dwarf.
dragonborn.
And of course we know he's a wizard.
Dwarf and a wizard.
Dwarves have magic.
Bearded, where's the purple robes that you're accustomed to for the high-ranking members of the cult? I can tell you that it was kind of inlaid with, or trimmed out with gold and emerald. Always accompanied by a staff.
Ramilla, with your information and understanding of the lay of the land, would it be quicker for us to travel from Waters Deep, or would it be quicker for us to travel by teleportation back to Phandalin and gather our crew in the airship and take the airship from Phandalin towards Borskire Bridge and the Serpent Hills?
My understanding is, well, for the last week is we've been bringing up supplies into Phandalin via teleportation to equip your ship.
Okay.
With the necessities it needs to make it.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure that we were
Not going the wrong way.
yeah, all in agreement on our mode of transportation. That's all I have.
Fortunately, we can't get you much closer to the Serpent Hills than it would make it any easier for you to travel via Tom Petty.
Do you have any recommendations on approach? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Terry.
No, that's okay.
This Sorkos isn't accustomed to flying ships. It's fast. It's
I'm just saying,
it's
is there a
safe.
point
It's
where
safe travel.
we should drop off early before we get to Borskire Ridge, or
There is a town outside of Borskire, and I believe probably your safest bet is to land some miles outside of it. Come in low, make sure you're not seen, and hike into the town and see what information you can find out from there.
perfect. Valen, I think you were trying to say something. So. Terry.
No, I was because my question, my idea was we were going to use the Tom Petty anyway, so I thought that might not be an issue for, because where are we gonna land and everything. I think we will find a way to scout the area once we get there, so I'm not too worried about it. So that was my thought. So
Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm done.
Ramona, do we know? Obviously, they're getting supplies somehow. Do we know who's running their supplies?
There has been multiple discoveries of supply runners, and unfortunately, there's not one single thread that leaves through. Your discovery of the door off the coast was an interesting find, as it seems as though the shipping line had agreed to transport items, but only to Waterdeep. There's no fault we find in those that agree to take part in that part. They were using these. What we find is that the cult was using these doors to move from the coastline inland. That's been true of other places as well. It seems to us that you guys mentioned that there were doors up north.
Found one in Luskin.
And another in the Sea of Moving Ice.
Wait.
No, we discussed this last time. There was a door at the Dragon's Cave.
If there was, then Astrid and I never saw it.
I think maybe only Valen saw it.
I think only Valen saw it as an owl. So we.
Okay. Anyways, so there's been several.
Yeah.
So our working theory is that they've been acquiring trades and goods legitimately.
Hey,
not outwardly criminal until they get to these specific portals, and then immediately they move a lot of these goods from the coastline to somewhere else. We've investigated a lot of these proprietors, and we do not believe that there was any more ill intent than just getting hired for a job to move goods to and from.
Okay.
The sacking of villages and stuff, that has continued to go on by the cultists themselves. But the supplies of, materials and things has seemed legitimate throughout the coast.
Okay.
Ramilla, do you have any? If we are to capture Verum, do you have any equipment or recommendations for securing a magical practitioner? A way to permanently, to transport them so that they can't speak and cast magic?
Hey, I'm going to leave that to your discretion. You are capable. You've all shown that you are very capable of this task, or else we wouldn't send you on that.
I find that a fist to the face often works well.
I agree.
I also have a.
I find that solution
from having the ability
surprisingly effective.
Yeah,
Effective
just to reapply
sometimes.
every 4 hours your fist.
Quite therapeutic.
I think it works out for everybody.
Okay.
I've been in favor of that method for quite some time. Now, if you don't mind, I do have to get back to the council.
Okay.
Last question, just to confirm, who do we need to go see to access the teleportation circle here, or do they already know that we're on our way?
I would say that you could head down. I mean, you're with her credentials. You guys have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, I had her credentials.
I know my place.
I did. I have been meaning to give you this. And she hands you over a Harper symbol. It's It's copper, little green in spots, with this faint edging of silver around it. I appreciate everything you've done.
Just say, can I just say I bought glue and chalk? I don't want to go shopping. I just want to say, at some point over the week, I want to have some glue and some chalk. Moving on.
No, there is a glue and chalk shop right outside of the castle gates. You, my friend, have to go to it. I'm not retconning shit.
Ramilla, thank you for this kind gesture. I will continue to try to live up to your expectations.
Well, just listen to your mentor here. She continues to have all my respect. So you guys can head down to the teleportation at any point. You just need to be in Phandalin by tonight.
I'm gonna run to the store. I'm just gonna buy some crafting supplies. Some,
I need you to roll.
Do some arts and crafts.
I need you to roll 1d20.
Sure.
On a bookstore.
Oh, good.
Ooh,
Nice.
Jesus, an 18. Let me see.
I feel like encounter is coming.
Oh no, an 18. That's interesting. Okay, so you walk through the gates and you head outside. Again, it's constant, like there's always just guards around everywhere. But you head into the city just north of the castle walls, to where she had mentioned. But you come across a big commotion in the streets. And as you edge through the crowd, you see that there's like a big turned over cart. It seems like there had been some kind of collision. There's this horse that's just like frantically neighing, and the crowd is shouting as there seems to be like an older lady and a child caught up in this turnover. And
Are they safe?
Well, as you look around, you see that mostly the crowd is motionless, like they're not coming to any aid, just adding to the panic of this thing.
Are we there?
Is everybody there? Is this just Liam?
This is just Liam.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because we probably would be waiting back at the console,
Yeah,
just
we'd
waiting
be.
for Liam to come back.
Yeah.
This is with him.
Yeah,
this is
because
between him
we
and
ain't.
DM.
I know, because we ain't doing no craft.
Okay. What? So
Yeah, no, I'm just waiting to see what you're gonna do.
Oh, okay. I thought there was more description. So everyone's just frozen. There's a neighing horse and.
Not necessarily frozen, but they're not helping. Old lady and child in need.
Crap! I can't get both of them. I will. How close is the horse to the people?
The horse is kind of broken loose of the tipped over cart. The cart has box crates and cases and stuff that are tipped over and have like fallen on these two women and child. Mm-hmm. And the horse is like neighing and bucking off to the left, several feet away from any like causing the two women in distress. But like the crowd is like trying to like, they're focused on the danger that's imminent to them. No one seems to be helping these other two.
Okay, so how big's the child and how big's the how big's the child?
Child size?
Are they both human?
Yes.
Because we're working in a world of like fantasy, so like it could have been like a child like gnome or something, which would have been really really small. Or would Anchu be able to pick up the child?
No.
Okay. Okay, so then I'm going to run out, put myself between the horse and the woman and the child, and try to like grab the reins of the horse. And then,
Let me get an animal handling.
okay, really high on this.
It comes very close to kicking you,
Yeah, I can take it.
and then so you don't manage to do anything for the horse as it kind of like continues to buck and move into the crowd,
Okay, then
and then you just hear like below you just like, oh, this pain of agony as you look down and you see this older woman like with this chest on her.
with this chest on her.
Like, yeah, because there's crates and chests and boxes and stuff. This
Okay, so
they seem to have been
okay,
riding
gotcha.
this cart.
Okay, so what I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to like circle the horse away from the people and the woman and the child, and then I'm gonna cast lightning lure and sort of lasso the horse with the lightning lure. That's how it works.
I like the idea, but isn't that gonna like physically hurt the horse?
It's not it. It's a strength check against the horse. It's not that high. I'm just trying to like, I'm trying to like pull it down and calm it down with that.
Yeah, but a horse has a positive strength, so it probably wins.
So this doesn't do anything except for like make it like more frantic and start whipping around the crowd.
Then I'll use a luck to make it reroll. Reroll your d20. Alright. So it still happened.
But the horse is bucking like further and further away from. I'm not sure what you're looking for.
I'm trying to get the horse to like come down. It's like if I couldn't grab it before, I have like lightning lure just like cast like a lightning whip essentially, but it doesn't do too much damage. And like I can try to like hold it with that, and then it makes a strength check that pulls it closer to me. So then I could I was trying to grab it from that. It makes a displacement thing.
Okay.
So that's what I was trying to do with the horse. And then
what has happened more is that the horse has gotten more frantic and it starts like sweeping out into the circle.
Man. All right, my last ditch effort is something to try to do something to slow it down. I'll cast grease at its feet to try to like slow it down, make it slip. I don't have a lot of like anti-horse stuff, guys.
So I'm sorry, what are you trying to do?
I'm casting grease at its feet.
Okay, so then now this horse is just like just flinging out of control.
It could fall
and
over
it's just
is
like
what I'm trying to do.
whipping into the crowd. It is now kicking random like this crowd like just randomly kicking them in the faces. Now people are just like falling left to right, and it's becoming almost even more chaotic as people are trying to run out of the way of this thing that is just rampaging into the corners, slipping and sliding around.
What am I supposed to do to this thing? I'll look down at the woman and go, ma'am, I might have to put down your horse. I can't really catch it right now.
And this old lady just says, "Get this fucking chest off of me."
I'll lift the chest off of her.
So instead of focusing on the horse, now you're pulling the crates and the chest off of her. You see that her leg is still kind of smashed underneath one side of the cart that they had been riding. My granddaughter, save her. You look, and behind the granddaughter is kind of amongst the rubble of of the stuff from the cart.
Okay, so what is the horse doing? Is it?
It's just in the background, just fucking kicking and neighing and just beating the shit out of random people.
Are there town's guard coming to take care of it yet?
Not that you see.
Do I have a clear shot at the damn horse?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna shoot the goddamn horse, and I'm gonna lift his stuff off the girl. Just buy another horse at this point. Like this is turned into. I've tried. I don't know what to do. This horse is my fucking door. Yeah, so I'll shoot the damn horse. The 16 16 has to hit a horse.
Yeah, 16 hits a horse.
I don't know how much HP a horse has.
What is it? Only doing 5 damage?
I mean, if it's not expecting me, it'll do sneak attack damage.
Jesus Christ! You just killed their horse.
I'll buy her a new horse. I'm gonna go help. I just,
You just
don't want to do it.
hear there's
No,
like
there's no one else coming. I
this
can't
neigh.
do anything.
There's this neigh, and the horse just like drops dead.
I see everyone else
lady is
laughing,
just like,
but I
"Did you-
have nothing to do with the horse.
Did you kill my horse?
I'm gonna help your. I'm
Just
sorry.
get us out of danger.
Yeah. Let me help your granddaughter out. I'm sorry. I just didn't want to keep hurting people.
You pulled a small child out of this rubble, and she's banged and bruised. There's some cuts and abrasions and stuff, but she's breathing fine now. The crowd has calmed down some. They are a little bit in shock that you murdered this horse, even though it was kicking them.
I was worried the horse is gonna murder somebody else. I couldn't catch it, and no one else was coming.
This old lady just kind of sits on a curb, catching her breath. Her legs in bad shape. She's seems to be kind of like wheezing. I appreciate you coming to our aid, but we may as well be doomed without a horse, as we cannot afford.
How much is? I'll pay for a new horse. I'm sorry. I just couldn't keep letting it hurt possibly you or someone else. I tried to grab it and nothing. It just seemed like it was still just being too wild and frantic, and it was just a danger to itself and to others.
Without a horse, we'll starve the winter.
Starve.
A mare like that is 100 gold.
All right, here's 100 gold. Not sure
Thank you, sir.
Frisking me or not.
And you hand her the 100 gold, and some of the city folk help write the cart.
I'll take her,
put everything
I'll
back
take
on.
Her to, yeah, we'll get the cart and we'll go take her to the closest
No, sir, you
stable.
done enough. Some local boys come out and they start pulling the cart down the street as the gathering of all the city folk kind of starts to dissipate. Several people stand around this like giant horse that's been slayed in the street. Approaching, you see somebody coming, big, giant, broad shoulders, and he's got an apron on, caked in blood, and he's carrying some knives and stuff.
Oh, thank God! I thought it was someone else. You work for a local IKEA?
Yes, he does. You're free to go on your way to this. shop where you walk in and you buy glue and chalk for 17 silver.
I'm I'll give 2 gold, and I don't have any silver on me, so 2 gold should cover it. The glue I'm looking for is I'm looking for a big vat of very sticky glue, whatever I can get. It'll be.
Generally the glue's sticky.
I'm not looking for Elmer glue. I'm looking for extra
Elgard's
this
glue.
on you,
Yes.
sticky glue.
No.
Careful where you put this sticky glue.
Yeah, generally that's glue.
Alright, cool. Alright, so here's 2 gold. 2 gold.
Be careful out there.
Thank you. Glue and chalk. Got it. Worst solo adventure ever. God damn it. The fucking worst.
As you walk back towards the town, the child that you had out rescued runs up to you. Sir, please wait up.
Hello. I'm sorry about your horse. It wasn't personal. I just I'm not really much of a horse wrangler, and everything else I tried to do before wasn't really going well.
No, sir.
Don't take offense.
The streets are very crowded here. She says, no, sir. It's fine. She wanted you to have this. And she reaches out her hand to yours. And then in her palm, there's some kind of a locket or jewelry.
What's this?
Sir, no, it's just she wanted you to have it. Please, I gotta catch up to my grandma.
Okay, what's your name?
Medallia.
Okay, thank you, Medallia.
And as you reach out and grab it, and
God, I'm grabbing it with metal hand.
okay, yeah, it's fine. She goes, and you see her hands, her knuckles bend backwards to the back of her palm as she darts into the crowd and disappears. You look in your hand, and you see a familiar piece of jewelry.
Motherfuck.
Something that had been taken from me recently.
Glad I killed your goddamn horse. Is there 2 of them now?
There's only one Rakshasa.
That we know of.
It changed from a little girl when the first time we fought her.
Him.
There's an old lady and a little girl, is what he's.
And a wizard.
No.
And we fought. No, when we got our shit beat out of us, and all of our shit taken, it was a little girl, like a small female form that looked like a toad that turned into the Rakshasa that I was fighting. You were fighting the Aaron, yes, and getting your ass beat, and then Terry didn't do anything for a little while, and then got knocked out afterwards. But there was the wizard, which turned into the drow, which turned into the spider at the other side. But the Rakshasa was a little girl when I was fighting them.
Listen, I just thought the locket was a mimic, but this is entirely worse.
Everything's worse. I hate the fucking horse. I hate I just wanted some glue and some chalk, okay?
I knew.
Some basic
I
arts and
didn't. I
crafts.
tell you. I smell an encounter coming.
Viva, you're gonna traumatize him.
Viva is like, oh, I'm laughing so hard right now. You don't even know.
I can't also get any fucking good rolls to deal with the goddamn horse.
You
They know my weakness now. They're just gonna bring a horse to the next fight.
It's your chair. It's your chair.
electrocuted the horse. What do you expect?
Fucking ignore the horse,
Shot
man.
his horse.
I'm trying to catch the horse, and I'm thinking like lightning lure has like this cool description that sounds.
It does
like a
damage
lasso.
though.
I was like, it's so cool. Like, let's just use it.
It is cool.
And it
It's a
doesn't do
damage
Why
anything.
would you want to electrocute anything? That's never worked
Because I don't
out.
have any other
Scary.
lassos. It
You've
works
literally-
out.
All right.
All right.
Spectacular.
So you're standing.
That
You're
was
standing
hilarious.
in this very
Oh my
busy
God.
corridor. The little girl's long gone now, and you're standing there with this familiar jewelry in your metal hand.
I hate everything.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, you can always talk to us and ask for help, and we will go there. But I don't know if we're ready for another Rakshasa fight.
Walk to the fucking building.
Okay.
Turn invisible.
In the middle of the street, you just and there's
Nope.
like a little bit of startled for the few people on the busy street that saw
Actually,
somebody there and then didn't see anybody,
yeah.
and then you just wander back to the castle.
Just fuck it.
I want to say, let me.
I make no sound and I am invisible, so unless it seems.
I know. The idea of someone invisible walking into the castle is a little hard for me to believe,
Oh.
as the council's there.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get through the crowd. I'm just trying to get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so you approach the gate of the thing. You're not you notice you're not being followed or anything.
I
You
think,
drop your
like,
invisibility.
I'm
Yeah.
just, they're just as not as followed as they think I'm not here at this moment. Like I'm just gonna get fucked.
So you kind of hustle across the bridge into the behind the gates the wall. There's no one. You turn and doesn't seem to be anybody following you. And you enter into the castle.
Yeah. What do I have that could just I don't know. I don't have anything right now, so. Yeah. I'll just before I don't want to just appear in front of the fucking guards and scare the shit out of them. I'll just make sure I feel.
No, you did it like. You're already inside the gate walls, fully seen. Like you took off your invisibility before you, like a block or so.
Yeah, when I feel
You're inside the gate walls. You're safe. You turn to look back to see if anybody's entering those gates, and it's still heavily guarded, and there's no.
Yeah, I don't have
nothing behind you.
Can do anything else. I'll summon out Anshu, because I can just have him appear, and he can detect. Can Anshu detect invisible things? 'Cause he's a thing. Link dog. They have. Yeah, he'll just tell me if he smells anything. He's got keen hearing and smell, but.
Nope.
It's just a passive thing, so like we'll just.
Yeah, there's no detection of anything nefarious or evil or trailing you. Nothing.
Okay. So
It seems as though the intention was to give you this item.
And it's just my ring, I assume, right?
Yeah, on a chain.
Like the same chain that I probably threw out before. Okay. When I get back inside.
I mean, you can investigate to see if it's any different.
No. I'm not investigating solo. I'm not
Okay.
losing another hand over this damn ring again.
You could do so you could do your detect magic or investigation,
Yeah,
any of those.
I'll do an
And
identify on it, and I'll wait for my brother to do detect magic.
are you still outside in the courtyard?
No. I'm gonna go meet up with everybody. I'll tell them what happened, and then I'll start casting.
So you walk into the room and you see your group M&A, lounging in chairs. Your face is white. It's immediate to your brother that something.
I fucking hate Rakshasas.
Oh, same.
Well, you're alive, so that's something.
Something
Oh.
happened. I mean, it looks like something happened. You look like you shit yourself.
I know. How did you even run to them?
They just know where we are, and they're just toying with us. There was this horse in the middle of the street. No one was doing anything, and it was about to hit this old woman and her child. So I went over to help them. At first, I tried to stop the horse, but this must have been like a fucking hell horse or a demon horse. Who the fuck knows? Nothing happened.
Seen those. They are not fun. I've seen those. They are not fun.
Anyways, that horse is like, butcher meat now.
You killed the horse?
Yeah, you killed the horse?
Did I say it was
We're getting
a
the point.
He like a demon hell horse? Like, we don't know what that Rakshasa brought. It was tormented.
It had flames and shit?
It felt like it. It seemed like it. Nothing seemed to calm down this damn horse. So, this demon horse is, no more. But, I saved the people. Thought I was doing the right thing. And then, I got my craft supplies. And then,
Get the macaroni and strings?
well, no, Valen ate all those earlier.
Damn it.
I forgot to. But
What did I do?
you keep cooking our macaroni and string. But you.
We can't make macaroni necklaces now.
But I'm gonna come back and the girl's there, and she hands me my fucking necklace is back. Which, by the way, we need to see if that they did anything to this.
Yeah.
And I'll start setting up identify. So I'll bring out the pearl, and it takes me 10 minutes to do it, but I'll finish talking real quick. And then her hands curled back, and then disappeared into the fucking crowd. Rakshasa bitch.
I hate him.
Horse.
I don't know if the horse was a demon, but
Trust
that
me,
Rakshasa.
It was definitely a demon. Definitely
Liam, I'll help you out with the investigation on this. I'll use my magic detection wand to look at it.
Yeah.
And see if this ring is emanating any more magic or not.
Magic detection wand? How many uses?
3 uses per day.
Oh, okay.
And, we've been sitting around for a week, so I just have as many uses. I have all 3 uses today.
Okay. So you can use it. Go ahead.
And I'll take 10 minutes to do identify as a ritual.
Wait.
The two
Well,
separate
So
things.
the magic detention there you see no. What you
double
gather
checking.
is you also get this like kind of faint glow from it, like a flickering light bulb, as if it at one point had magic in it and it no longer does.
Probably from when you did this.
Not entirely my fault.
Was it really him?
There's some shit going on.
Just saying, there would be some magic residual because
I understand.
Just seeing if there's any new magic, anything.
There is not.
It's going in my bag. I'm not fucking wearing it right now.
Just out of curiosity, since I've almost died over this ring, what is this?
And by the way, you did identify, but you didn't do investigate?
Oh.
Because identify just tells you exactly what it is.
Yeah, I'll do an investigation check too.
Which you already know what it is.
Right.
Why is mine doing that? Weird. Give me a minute. I'll look at mine.
Woo!
Oh,
Wow. Immediately you see on the engraved on the inside is some elven scribe on the inside. it is new.
Okay. Something fishy going on.
I can obviously read
I can
Elvish.
read it.
While I'm looking at it and like kind of like looking it over, I'll just kind of talk out loud. Fuck you. It's our family, a ring of our family crest. Beyond sentimental value, I actually don't know what the purpose of it is. Why it's important. It was a good cursed item for a bit there. But right now, it's just a ring. I mean, I don't recognize it from my family per se, but obviously that's our family crest. Now they're just fucking with us over it, but like, why would it be? This has no value, as far as I know.
May I take a look?
Sure, whatever.
You do know now what it says.
Oh yeah, I just. I'll show it to my brother before I give it to her.
So you could whisper it to your brother, the
Yeah.
same message.
So.
And then, Asher, what languages do you speak?
Just common and undercommon.
Okay, so you'll see the etching, but you won't know what it says.
Yeah, that's fine.
Astrid, as you investigate it, you notice that it's very well made, exquisitely crafted. That this is something that you recognize. The craftsmanship is like high elf, almost belonging to royalty.
Okay.
Or at least the upper echelon of the Alvin hierarchy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The humbleness of which you had been told what it was by your companion, kind of just you understand that this isn't just an item. This is more a piece of history.
Okay.
I mean, what I said isn't wrong. It's just like how I look.
No. What you said isn't wrong, but her ability to identify objects as far as like value and history and stuff is different than like maybe you don't see that. She definitely does.
I wouldn't value it the same way that you would. And she would.
Yes.
Value it.
Right. Which is
like taking a family heirloom to the Antiques Roadshow.
Right.
Exactly.
But our family, while important, to a degree, both me and my brother don't really.
I went off in the fucking woods.
Right. We kind of like walked away from that life and kind of just like it's sort of like a yeah. Like,
I would say her insight on this, if she were to tell you her insight, would be almost revealing to you guys, who I wouldn't say shunned or neglected your own family history, but kind of walked away from it and separated yourself from it.
Yeah.
So maybe her information bring like what she sees to it would enlighten you two. Just as much as it would enlighten her.
I mean, this is a piece that many would kill to have. I don't particularly see why they specifically would, but I know that of plenty that have killed for less. And I'll hand it back to him.
I mean, it's ruined now, right? I mean, that's not supposed to be there.
Writing. Is the writing on the inside or the outside?
Inside.
It doesn't change the ring then. just an engraving.
It's not an original engraving. It's not supposed to be there.
It's not any sort of arcane spell, is it?
No, they're taunting us.
That seems apt.
Part of me just hopes it is the Rakshasa in this case.
You did say you saw its hand go backwards, so that's
He's
pretty good.
He's hoping it's the Rakshasa that's pulling
Sending
the
the
strings
message.
and not who he thinks it is.
Who do you think it would be?
That's for him to tell.
I mean, it could be other people inside the order. I don't know. Do I recognize the handwriting?
For just killing one Rakshasa, we already have to go to hell. If this new Rakshasa, if there's going to be a new Rakshasa,
Well,
I don't
pick one.
think.
This other
the
one
trip
wouldn't be a
one.
Rakshasa.
It's the same. There's only one Rakshasa.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Rakshasas have the ability to change forms.
Okay.
They are the metagaming. They are
Terrifying.
they
Got
are
it.
they are the epitome of they can be anything.
They could
They're the
be
ultimate
anywhere.
predator.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, just so we know, it's only one Rakshasa. Um,
But do I recognize
I
the
think-
handwriting that the Elvish is in?
it's
I mean,
difficult
it's
to
written in
recognize
red.
handwriting because it's not written; it's carved into a ring.
Mhm.
It's in Elvish, which means the
Rakshasa
It's like-
can know Elvish. I mean, they're old and fucking dicks.
yes, sure. Let's go with that.
Sure.
This one particularly.
Okay. I have my assumptions of who this came from.
I mean, it's one of two people. Either Rakshasa or... I mean, well, it could be multiple people within the order, but it's either Rakshasa or someone in the order. Right now, the Rakshasa is the problem.
For now, I will.
The Rakshasa is the problem.
Yes.
Rakshasa is the one we can't seem to get rid of.
Get rid of the contract. Get rid of the Rakshasa.
I don't think that's how Rakshasas work.
In the meantime, you guys need to decide. You're supposed to be leaving here in several hours.
We're gonna walk to the teleportation.
Yeah, we're
center.
gonna run through the
Blow the
Get all
Yeah.
your stuff together. We're leaving.
We'll leave the Rakshasa stuff later.
I would say, send a message or briefly, because Ramilla was informed of the things that were hunting us. Correct.
Yes.
I would stop by and give her a quick message of there was a contact with the Rakshasa within the city. Just be on guard, especially around in the castle. We are leaving.
I will keep our eyes out on the Rakshasa, but I assure you that you all leaving means that we won't have to deal with it. It's an unfortunate truth when dealing with Rakshasas. May you all have luck in your favor, M&A. We wish you the best.
Thank
You guys continue down the winding stairs and across the Great Hall towards the basement stairs. What's your marching order?
I'll head first. I'll head first. I know the sigils we need for the teleportation.
Who's behind you? I'm guessing your mentor usually walks behind you, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I can, or I can bring up the rear. It doesn't matter.
We'll leave the perceptive ones in the rear,
I'll be in the
aka
rear.
my brother.
Okay, so DW in the rear. As you guys keep walking across the Great Hall, Vel starts to go down the first steps. Astrid follows behind. Shortly thereafter, Valen starts to go in, and as Liam approaches the doorway to lead it out, someone comes running up to him. A young child, kind of like adorned in the drapery of the servants of the castle.
Oh no.
Sir,
Oh no.
sir. Wait.
Guys, hold on.
Well,
We already passed.
Yeah, I think you
Right.
guys are a little bit
We
out.
already.
Already
Yeah.
out of what?
Anyways,
I mean,
the
we'll
child.
stop in the stairs, but
Sir.
Is it the same girl?
No.
Oh my.
Another child.
Yes.
I have something for you before you leave. She holds out her hand.
Yeah. Okay.
She puts 2 oranges in your metal hand. Safe trip.
It's the girl who's been bringing all of the oranges in the morning.
oh,
And she runs and she
you
darts
do-
off.
Can you wave like this?
Unfortunately, when she goes to show her hands, she has them in like kind of mittens to disguise
She's a drow.
her hands. Sir, I'd rather not.
Like this?
Yeah, you just see like slight movement inside of the gloves.
but the correct way.
Perception.
You want to do it?
Oh my God! You,
I'm not
Mima,
the
you scar him.
I'm
No,
not
no, no.
the
I don't
devil
fault you. No, no,
He's
no.
the one
I
setting
don't
up with
fault
his
you for this. I
shoulders.
don't fault you for this. Mima, you scar him for life on this, man. You fucking scar him for life
As
on
you
this.
eye her up and down, she kind of gives this like ashamed look, like because of my abnormalities.
Abnormality.
Abnormalities.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the word you were looking
Yes,
for.
that is the word.
Okay.
Because of my
Yeah.
abnormalities, I prefer to wear mittens. And she takes them off, and unfortunately her hands are like kind of cleft and ragged, but they're humanish.
In the right
They
way.
don't bend backwards.
Thank you.
And you
for
just
the-
see her eyes kind of water up as she's just like ashamed to have 2 of.
I give her 5 gold. Thank you for the oranges. Sorry for the question. I had a mean person give me something earlier today. It's just something I have to check.
Okay, sir. And then she takes your 5 gold and just like sprints off across this massive
I've lost so much money in the last few.
across this giant thing. And you guys continue. Liam meets up with you guys who have been waiting on the spiral staircase leading into the basement towards the teleportation circle.
No one eat these oranges until we detect magic on them. Alright, cool.
Strange. Sure. Here's the sigil,
Let's get out of this city.
and I'll give the sigil to the keepers of the teleportation circle. They'll activate it.
You guys,
and we'll step through.
you guys stand in the circle, and then you get this like metallic taste in your mouths, a blinding light. You guys are kind of like, as you feel like your body's pressed in on itself, like you're open to an open air, and you feel like the damp, musky smell and feel of the underchamber of M&A's keep inside of Fenelon.
We'll head up and go find Shalonus.
All right, you guys head up top. You guys, there's a handful of monks down there that are still maintaining the teleportation circle. You head up top, and inside of like kind of the main foyer of the keep, you guys see Shyvanis, bright red, standing there, kind of like directing servants around. As it seems as though people are preparing some sort of supplies for you all. And I think we'll take a break right there.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, I want to rewind. I didn't catch what Alex talked about me. What did I eat? Alex said that I ate.
Oh, it
I
was a
ate up
macaroni. It
like
was a joke.
macaron.
Oh no
That was a
no!
joke.
So someone made a joke about an arts and craft supplies store, which is where he got the glue and the chalk.
Yes.
So then David made a joke that what else would you get at arts and crafts is a macaroni necklace. And so then the joke evolved from there
into I ate all the macaronis.
Of course, you're the chef, so you'd eat the macaroni.
You cook and eat.
Oh,
Macaroni
was-
and then ate it.
It was
Mac and
bad
cheese
joke
was
on top of bad
wonderful.
joke that like it just got
It was
away from
all
us.
me, baby.
Yeah, I was like, I only got the very last part that he said that like Valen ate it all. And I was like, what?
Hey, sorry, Alex. I honestly thought you were just gonna rescue the people and not give a shit about the horse.
Dude,
That
like
was
I
entirely fucking hilarious.
Well, I didn't have a way
I
to
don't
rescue it, too,
understand why you
then, like,
electrocuted
quickly.
the horse.
So then
I
was
honestly
like,
thought you
I'll
were
just
gonna,
stop-
like-
I'll just stop the horse, and you're like, animal handling check. Yep, that's right. Roll. Shit. All right. Gotta do a different thing next. I've already tried.
The way I
grabbing
imagined it-
didn't do
I gotta
it.
do a different thing. I gotta kill it.
Well,
The
then
way
I'll
I
do
imagined-
it.
the way I imagined it was like
literally
the
lasso it and pull it
important-
down.
Yeah. The way I imagined though was like the immediate emergency was these two people,
I can't
these two
teleport
women
two people.
in
I can
danger.
only
So I
teleport
just
one.
thought you were gonna like immediately like fuck the horse. I'm gonna rescue these two people. Like if there was a turnover car crash or something, like everybody's trying to turn over the car and get the people out of danger first instead of like worrying about the gasoline on fire. And you were like, no, I'm gonna lasso this fucking horse, and I'm like, oh god, what are we
Well,
doing?
if I stop the horse, then I can, quickly do it. But then you were like, I was like, how big's the girl? And then like, I was like, if Anshu can come out and like blink one of them away, and then I can just, grab the other one and then use my cloak, and then I would blink the other one away.
It was pretty funny. I didn't know what was it.
But I couldn't get both of them. So it was like I could save one and leave the other one to die by a horse. Like you're making it sound like everyone's watching them. And like this, I had to make this moment. So it's like if I can't escape both of them, then I have to interact with the horse and try to like hold up. Like I have to be like the human shield and like block.
No,
the
no.
horse.
Damn, man.
My idea was the horse is no longer endangering the people's crammed
Oh, I
underneath.
thought it was
the tip-
completely the
the
horse
tipped
was
over
endangering
thing.
them.
Yeah,
it was like,
no,
like I'm
I-
literally like I have one action to get in front of and interact with this horse, and like, or
have
one
another
of
question.
these two things are gonna happen.
I have a question. Aren't you able to blink things with him? I thought that was like.
Yeah, I need to know.
I
what
don't
that's
think that's
about. Like,
allowed.
He can blink steps, so he can move with like 10 feet of it to when he is. So yeah,
For him, he can't move other things.
he would be able to.
That
move.
is broken. If he can move shit, that is broken.
Imagine like he
He
could do like a
couldn't blink
stick,
another person.
stick or a weapon, but a whole ass child
I
seems like
wouldn't
a
even
lot.
say he can move a stick or a weapon.
Isn't it that a familiar, as soon as it goes out of its plane,
It drops whatever it's carrying. That's
Oh,
part of the
yeah.
familiar spell.
that's-
Like that way, otherwise
That'd
you
be-
can't like
But
you
he's
can't
not
like they
blinking-
specifically
he's not
say you
blinking
can't.
due to my familiar setting. He's blinking due to his blink dog nature.
Yeah. So,
Why-
so
I
like.
don't.
I know that's
I'm not
like for
blinking
all
him- I wasn't
familiars
gonna
when they
him
like
because of,
blink into.
I don't know. I feel like that's giving extra stuff to the find familiar.
I wasn't doing it because of the find familiar part. I was doing it because he has blink step.
He's a blink dog. Okay.
I would say that you could probably blink an arrow or a javelin at the most. things like that, like
like,
something
even-
like a
even-
dog.
The question
even
comes
if
up
this
is
is-
like if there's a key, if there's like a key to a cell, like a key item for a story point, and he just like takes it with the blink dog and then just blinks over to like somewhere else, like that. Like that's my issue with it.
But that,
Gotcha.
but if
your camera keeps on focusing, Lily.
I'll fix it.
so
You
Um,
just sit.
so what I was
It
saying
is interesting. I don't think it can blink a person. I
if
wholeheartedly
if
don't think.
blinking the person is only part
Why
of
are you
it.
standing
You could
up
also
there?
just
I can
jump
see the
to the
screen.
person, and then just move the person the normal route, like pick up the person and just move them, because like depending on the size difference, right? If it was a little
Yeah.
person and
That's good, thank
he's
you.
a bigger blink dog, a puppy, he could pick him up and then
Sure.
whatever, and then that would
Yeah.
just be like the movement of it, right? Because he only can move 10 feet in the blink step,
Yeah.
and then he could just use the regular movement to move the person. As long as
Yeah,
it moves
right
it
here.
further away from the
Teleport.
horse, that it's not in the danger zone, and then I could just grab the other person and then teleport them away with Dimension Door. That's all I was saying, and
I think it's a little iffy. We got to work it out.
it's fine.
It didn't work in
in
the thing. We're not on our break screen.
Oh, we are not. Well, we also were talking through things, so.
I know. That's pretty great. But I'm gonna head it. I'll be right back.
Shit.
Alright, we're back on the main page. We're not muted, so.
All right, welcome back to the show. M&A just teleported from Waters Deep to Phandalin. They find themselves accompanied by the monks and the people that had been working on the teleportation circle in the keep of their homestead. And they walk upstairs and they see a familiar friend and face, Shyvanis, as she's directing people around. She turns to you. Hi, friends. Good to see you again. Seems as though you'll be off here soon.
Yeah, that is the plan. We need to catch up to our target. Time is of the essence for that.
I imagine it's going to be somewhat worse than the last adventure, as they seem to be.
They continue to escalate, but I hope we will come back no worse for wear.
Gives me some peace of mind that I can now stay in contact with you all. As it lessens the worry I have for my loved ones. Anyways, they are just now bringing the last supplies to your airship, your crew. Were a pleasure to have in your stead. And I believe they're down there at the bottom of the hill waiting for you. Is there anything I can help you with before you venture off?
Is there any progress update on the project that we were working on, Shyvanis?
The one still has about 4 weeks to go till it's finished.
Okay.
That's the project you had asked them to craft there, and yeah, it's
Yep.
it's still about 4 weeks out.
Cool.
And I would imagine like the airship has been loaded with supplies and everything, or do we need to?
That's what they've been doing for the past week, Terry.
Okay.
Yeah, she had just said that they had finished pretty much putting the last bits of supplies, most of it being supplied by the council. If there's, I don't believe there's anything you necessarily need to get unless there's something you want to get.
Not. I don't. I think we're ready to go. I think it's about time for us to go to inspect the results of ship's upgrade.
I agree with Phelan. And if everybody is ready, we can potentially head out now and sleep on the ship like we will need to moving forward.
Oh, we lost Diva's camera.
There he is.
Nope, I turn off for a reason. Ain't nobody want to see what I just did.
He had to pick his nose.
I had to dig deep. No, I had to blow my nose. So you guys head away from your keep, down this giant grassy hill into this opening. Again, as familiar place to you all as from one of your first major encounters in this new shaped Phandalin. And as you guys kind of crest the top of the hill, you see this sorry. Oh my
Doodles.
god. What is this?
Oh no!
This is us. This was Alex's drawings on the about the fucking
The iceberg.
iceberg.
Oh yeah, it was a very
Yeah.
detailed. There was a path, and it was a loopy loop, and there was a 20 feet, and then
I
there
can't
was-
even get rid of it. That's hilarious. Anyways, so you do see this magnificent airship waiting for you, perched, hovering very close to the ground. On deck, some very familiar faces. The new captain of the ship at the helm, kind of looking about.
Captain LeChamp, how were things over the past week?
I'm not gonna lie. It was nice to be away from the chaos that you all bring, but we're chomping at the bit to get ready for something new.
Well, adventure and something new is my lifelong passion, so we'll be on our way soon.
There is one thing we had been waiting to talk to you about before you arrived, but unfortunately we could not get with you in time. And that is the new hire. Now, if you mind, we can go downstairs and look through these applications, and I can tell you of what I know of them.
Patient. Very.
Yes, I think we are all interested to vet out any new crew member we might add.
She heads you down into the quartermaster's or into the captain's chambers, and it's a lot less dark and gloomy than it had been under the previous captain. A little bit more light, much. It's almost the exact opposite of what you had previously. And she sits you down at a table, and she passes you three photos and some folders and papers
What are
parchments, sketchings,
Oh.
etchings.
I'll take a look at the first one.
The first one is a drow, a male drow named Terric, Terric. He had been sent his information. He had been sent from Waters Deep by one of the factions of the council.
We know which one.
Yeah, sorry, let me get that. From The Emerald Enclave.
Okay.
No. I'm sorry. That's not true. No, that was from. Although it doesn't have the alliance name, Sir Istival had sent them. Now, he's been a capable worker. Very headstrong. And eager to prove his worth. He seems a little... He seems to be under the assumption he already has the job. Now, the second one here, and this is a female tiefling named Lassir, Lassir. Was sent by the Galt Never member. Got a chip on her shoulder, which works well with the line of work. What she lacks in experience, I think she makes up in her willingness to get the job done.
And then we'll take a look at the last one.
The last one. This here is Vantage. Or how she likes to say is Vantage.
Sorry.
I don't know how to put special characters on top of shit.
Feisty.
Is it with the chick over the E?
Yeah, no over the G.
Over the G, oh
Over
shit.
the G. I didn't even
No,
know that
it
was a
might be over
thing.
the E. I have no idea.
Okay.
It might be the. She's unconventional. We come across her here in Phandalin. Probably the hardest worker we have. Works well into the nights and stays to herself. And I assure you, just because she's short in stature does not mean she's not capable of doing everything the other two come.
I should have. So my assumption then is this is a female dwarf or a halfling.
Halfling, yes.
Sorry, I'm asking because you've been giving me notes on this, and I'm actually like putting these into my notes.
I'm trying that too.
No, that's fine. I'm just trying to be vague.
Ah,
Not that I'm-
yes.
We need to vet these people. Let's be vague. Oh,
She came about because she had been intrigued with the people that came into aid of Phandalin. Doesn't seem to be have been sent by anybody from Waters Deep.
and are all of these on the ship or around where we can meet them, or are we making our decision based solely on their resumes?
You can meet them if you want. They are around. I mean, this is like you guys are getting ready on your maiden voyage.
What does everyone else think? Should we
I would rather
meet
check them
our
before.
potentials?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Who has the best insight?
Mine's +6.
Not me.
I think you're the better.
Your captain says Give me a minute. And I'll round them up.
That would
And
be mighty kind.
15 minutes later, you guys are out on the deck of the ship, with these three standing in front of you.
Can I just go ahead and roll intimidation?
I'm going to.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna use another charge of the wand of magic detection to see if any of them. It's still plus 11, so you're at 14. I'm gonna use a charge of magic detection to try and just suss out if anyone's in disguise. Actually, I know. Belay that. I am going to do that at some point. I am going to talk to them first. I'm gonna say something first.
You can still do that
So
in 10 minutes.
you walk up on the Astrid. You walk up onto the deck, and where you start to kind of like scowl and walk, kind of like circle them. You get their immediate attention and respect, but they're not shivering in their boots at the prospect of you. Your intimidation works so far as they're going to talk to you respectfully and most likely truthfully, but you're not any more intimidating than that.
Go down like this.
I can work with that.
Go down.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll walk up and address the three of them and say, thank you for gathering. We will be casting off soon to continue our mission. And while we wanted to meet all of you in person before we made our final decisions, we are a group who've gathered both allies and enemies of various powers, nefariousness, and stature through our adventures. And because of this, we will have to take precautions before we ally ourselves with those we do not know well yet. So, before I continue our discussions, I will let you know that I am using an item of mine to detect any magic coming off of you. The intent here is to see if any of you are in disguise and are not being truthful with us. If you are for any reason in disguise and you do not mean us harm, please just let us know.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
The far left of you, the shortest member, steps forward. I did not mean any disrespect by this, but I am in disguise for the sole purpose of a selfish nature. And she drops her disguise, and her pale flesh kind of like dissipates away into a green nature. As you see a small goblin standing where she was.
Go ahead.
It was for my own selfish natures that I am tired of being scowled at and looked upon poorly. I merely want to prove my worth based on my own merit, than to be judged because of people's perception of me.
I'll get down on one knee and I'll look her in the eyes and I'll say, the way one looks does not define whom they are. We will judge based on your character and your actions. And if you truly wish to help, swear that you will help.
My only goal is to provide aid to you who have freed Phandalin of the dangers that have been here for eons.
So I will insight check.
Mm-hmm.
Not great, but a 12.
Down on your knee, still looking her in the eyes, you very much get the sense that she's being truthful and humble about her experiences and her ambitions here with you all.
Okay. I'll stand back up and say thank you for your honesty, and know that by allying with us, you will be looked after and protected. And then I'll turn to the other two. And say, do you as well share the same sentiments? Or do you have any concern
Sir, I've dedicated my life to my liege. I'm here on his behalf to ensure the safety of the Sword Coast.
And this is Sir Isteval that you've sworn your allegiance to, correct?
Correct.
Do I remember what or who Sir Isteval is? Because I don't actually remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, you hadn't had a lot of interactions with him. He sat on the council. He spoke up a couple times during some of those meetings that you guys had there at the table, but
I have the picture of the council. I just can't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just really small on my screen.
And I'm here to protect the assets of the Empire. As you all have been given a very important mission. It is my duty to ensure that I lend myself to your aid.
Okay.
This is the tiefling, sorry.
Yeah, this is the tiefling. I gotta get back to my notes.
Did you ever cast your thing? Because you just wanted to do detect,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, so I haven't cast it yet because I wanted, if anybody was gonna like be in disguise, like in an illusion, I would have cast it to see if they were being truthful
right,
to
and
me.
you're only checking for illusions. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you can use your wand, right?
Yeah, that's what it was going to be used for. But I wanted before just casting it without like letting them know why I was going to be casting something, I wanted to let them know what my intent was and to see if any of them were going to come up and come forth with any truthfulness first, which Vantage did, or Vantage.
Vantage.
Are we going Vantage?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Okay. Because we have Ramilla and Ramalia, and like we're not and Remy. We're not getting into all of that. Glacier, thank you for keeping a level head in all of this. I would like to affirm your standpoint on this, that while we are a conglomerate of various allied forces, our goals are aligned to help save the Sword Coast.
We are all but the point of the sword.
And then I will. Can I do insight checks for the last two? I forgot to do one for Tarek, but I'll do the insight check for Tarek and then for last year to make sure that they're being truthful with me and whatnot.
I prefer you ask a question and then do the inside check for something than a general.
Okay.
I'm just
sorry.
looking at them.
Tarek, you said that you are sworn to your liege, and you are here on his behest. However, while serving on this ship, will you follow the command of your captain and your superiors on this ship so that we might all work in the same direction to the same goal and protect one another while we continue on our journey to protect the Sword Coast?
I assure you that I'm here in the best interests of the Sword Coast. And that with my help, you will achieve your end goal. What I can't promise is that I will help vagabonds and no good nicks bring dishonor to the council.
Is he eyeing anyone while saying this?
Nope, he's looking very straightforward, like a soldier would.
With that, do you want me to go ahead and do the inside check here to see that he was being truthful in all of this?
Yep. If that's where you want to figure out, then
I mean, like I'm trying to see if he's going to follow the captain's orders and stuff when we're there. Okay. Nice. Great. Doing great. Rolling just like I always do.
You are I said, well, you're like kind of pleased with the stature he takes and his command of his, even in this circumstance in which he has nothing to command but just maybe his own personal beliefs.
Okay. And then I will ask Lassier, yeah, it's pretty much going to be the same along the same lines. I'll ask her, will you submit to the orders of your captain while serving on this ship, and submit to the orders of your superior officers and work together with the crew to help protect each other and to help us protect the Sword Coast and fight the cult of the dragon?
It is apparent that the cult of the dragon are a danger to the Sword Coast, but I will never submit fully to anyone. If I believe things go against my nature, that they endanger myself or my friends or my family, then it would only be foolish for me to swear allegiance onto someone I do not know or has not gained my trust fully. There are greater dangers out there than to disobey the mere orders of a captain.
Okay.
I have some questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Please.
I'm gonna go to the first person in the group.
I read that, Terry, by the way.
step. Actually, before I'm gonna ask the questions, but I'm gonna have everyone take some step back real quick. And I'm just gonna say, no one tip my hand on this, okay?
I will remain silent.
Then, David, you could write your notes for Tarek and
I want.
Yeah.
Edge
Sorry.
in there too.
I'm looking
That's all right.
for one question from my notes before. Just give me one sec.
Thank you.
I go to the first guy. Do you know of Talos the Black?
And you're asking
person.
Tarek,
I'm
the
asking.
male drow.
I'm asking the first one, but I'm looking for any of them to
Yeah, that's
make any of their see if any of them make any faces or anything.
I guess I would do a perception check.
Yes.
As all three of them kind of like shake their head no. You do not see any visible clues that any of them recognize the name when you said it.
Okay. I go to the second one, and I go. Um, and I go to the second one. Do you know Drellmore dyed gray? Same thing. I'm looking for all of them to see if any of them make a
Roll
face,
perception?
do anything.
You don't see any visible clue that any of them know what you're talking about.
Okay. I gotta look up one more name. Give me a second. It's the right section. Okay. Nope, that's not one that we would have had. I go to the last one. Shit, do I do? I've already done 2 of these. I got no response. I go to the goblin. Again, I'm looking for all of them. You know, only one of you can have this job, and I don't want anyone to be, you know, upset. But, you know, eventually we're gonna have to pick, and I guess if that comes down to me, that would make me a dream killer. Any response?
She looks up to you and she says, "It would be a dream to continue to work with those that freed my land." The other two kind of just look at you like puzzling.
I go back to the group and I got nothing.
Okay.
I tried my most cryptic interrogations I could. I'll tell you guys how I tried doing it later, but
I caught up on at least the last one. I think the Goblin Vantage is a good choice. They're a hard worker. The captain's been around them for a week, hasn't had any issues with them, and they were truthful without me having to force anything. I think that shows a lot of character.
We should still.
At the same time, Valen is eager to talk with all three of them.
Valen, please go ahead if you have anything to contribute for this. You are a great judge of character, and we value your input.
You're muted, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about what I. Okay.
I thought you're just double fisting oranges right now.
I don't know what I don't know what you have been told about coming to this place. But before we select one of you as our new addition to this fine crew of people for the ship, there's one element of this mission I need you to all understand. I've heard from your responses to my colleagues here, to my companions here, and I understand you all have something to prove from your line of works or from where you come from. But do understand this. What we are about to embark on, it's more than you. It's more than me. It's more than Waterdeep. It's more than Phandalin. We have encountered dragons. We have lost companions. We almost died several times encountering devilish foes. And one incident very recently too. I'm not asking you to sacrifice for us or for this ship. But what I'm telling you is what's been transpiring recently across the Sword Coast is something heinous, something cryptic, and something that we have never seen before. And do believe me when I tell you, me and my companions, we have seen stuffs. We've been to the northern border of this world. We fought several dragons and survived. And we've dealt with crocodiles, dragon cult members, and far more crazy and dangerous enemies that you may ever lay your eyes on. But in comparison with what we've been told and what we've been researched, I need you all to understand this. What we ask you to do here, it isn't about me. It isn't about my companions. It isn't about the ship. It's not even about the money, the loot, or whatever fun that you think you may have on this journey. My companions may never tell you, my companions and I may not be able to ever tell you all the details that we know about this mission. But what we're going to ask you to do, you have to understand, you're going to do it for yourself. Because if we fail this mission, whatever place you come from, whatever family ties or friends that you may ever have or you've had from the past. If we fail this mission, we all gonna be in danger. So whoever gets to be the final, whoever gets to be the candidate that we select, I just want you to know you need to make clear you're here for a reason, but that reason cannot be just specifically and exclusively for yourself. And that's all I'm going to say to you candidates. And hopefully we will have the pleasure to work with one of you in the future.
I think what you said is important for the rest of these two. You ladies must understand that this is not for honor or glory. That likely we will die. But it is for the continued livelihood of the Sword Coast. For the might of Corman. For Sir Istabel. I walk proudly, head held high, into any danger. The tiefling kind of like scoffs.
I'll step forward, and as I step forward, I'll look back at Val and ask him to just watch as I ask them a question. I'll walk up to Tarek and I have only one question for each of you. What do you seek out of this? What is the goal that you wish to achieve by standing on the deck of this ship?
Eric speaks first. I am destined for greater things. This war is my chance to get them. I nobly give my life to the cause. You can only be forged in fire.
So you seek fire.
Fire is everywhere. We cannot avoid it anymore. Nasir steps forward. We are a war-torn nation. We must all do our part. I think nothing more than doing my part in these upcoming battles.
So I'm rolling insight checks because she asked me to to watch all of them. Is that okay?
Yep.
15 for Tarek. I'm assuming he very much thinks he's getting shit that he is destined for. 23 for Lessier. She seems truthful. Cool. All right, and then I'll wait for the last one and then roll.
The little goblin steps forward. I want to repay you all for the kindness that you bestowed Vanillin and the surrounding area. It had been decimated by warlords and terrible creatures for so long. I lived in the woods, fed off all manner of ground animals hiding, trying to persevere through a life that was not much of a life itself. When Phandalin became free, so did I. But what is freedom if you're not out there trying to work towards the freedom of others? I owe my life to you all, and it isn't much of a life to give. It's just the only life I have.
And once you feel that you've repaid this debt,
I can't imagine what it looks like or feels like to have repaid a debt that seems so encompassing. If I could maybe answer that once I reach that bridge, I'd gladly and truthfully answer it.
understand. That's all I've got.
And that was a pretty good character response, I have to say.
Yeah, good work.
All right, we'll step over here
Um,
and converse real quick. If
Yeah,
it's okay.
that's all Astrid wanted to ask.
I don't know who y'all think.
Do you want to go back into the captain's quarters to discuss?
Yeah, I would say we should take time to talk it out amongst our group.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
I'll tell the group, give us a couple of moments to discuss amongst ourselves while we make our final decision, and we'll let you know momentarily. And then I'll turn to LeChamp and say, can we use your quarters again?
Oh, go ahead.
Walk in.
Yep.
Once inside, we'll discuss. So what do you all think?
I think that anyone with ties to the council is going to follow us until their
Yeah.
motives split from that of the council. So if we end up doing something that is not within their instructions of the council, are we able to trust their loyalty? Because
Yeah.
their loyalty within the council is going to trump ours no matter what. At least with
And
the two that I've seen.
and also with where we're going and what we're about to do, I can't guarantee every decision we make is gonna be aligning with council's interest. So I guarantee you there will be a time that when our decision will be coming to conflict with council.
Yeah.
So when that
Well, that's
moment
fine,
come, yeah. So
How concerned are we of one of these hiring newcomers being a spy or something?
Apparently
I
not
mean,
very after all the questioning and the.
I think what they're saying is there's potential that at least two of them are spies already for the council.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
There's
is
no
that you're asking?
telling what.
well,
I mean, they could be reporting back.
yeah,
It
well,
will give them
they're
less
truthful about
loyalty.
their identity. Yeah, they're truthful about their identity and what they have done for the council. So we can naturally assume whatever we're doing and what we're about to do, they will report back to the council no matter what.
Right.
But
So
also, no matter what we do, we'll get back to the council.
Yeah, even without a spy, we're going to be reporting to at least Ramilla.
Right. So.
Mm.
We'll know before we report.
And what about any external spies outside of the council? I mean,
I can't
asking
say for
questions.
sure.
When I was asking
I gotta say,
questions, I was trying to see if there were anyone that would perk up to dragon cultist subterfuge questions that I had placed in there. I put in wrong names of key dragon cultist members, but I didn't notice anyone responding.
Flinched or something.
Yeah, and
So that's the DM who's like, what the fuck? Who the fuck?
Yeah, I was going through my notes, going, okay, this is this person's first name, and this is it. I was warping them, and then so they just sound just right, but just wrong. So, and then and the same thing for the Order of the Assassins. No one seemed to perk up.
Respawn.
To an Order of Assassins moniker.
So for as far as we have been able to ascertain, there's currently no inclination that is in play. That doesn't take it off the board completely, but it doesn't mean that we know right now that something is in play with that. So I don't think we focus on that.
I mean, so no one's here seems to be. I mean, two people seem to be here because they want to quote unquote work and also work as a liaison or not spy. You know what I'm saying? Like as a person.
A window for the council and
from a particular person of the council. And then on the flip side, we have one. The goblin seems to have come here on their own accord, unaffiliated, to help us based on our deeds in the area. So
I would say the smart play, in all actuality, is to hire the goblin. They have no ulterior motive that we can see, and they're coming here out of their desire to help those who have helped her and those that live in the area that we have spent so much time helping.
I agree. I would want to know how the goblin was able to do, what the extent of magic the goblin can do.
We can ask those questions, but the fact that they came up and without any major prodding, intimidation, threatening, or relinquishing of their own accord, they revealed and were truthful with us from the start, and that shows a lot of character.
Well, I mean, you did tell them that you're about to find out one way or another, so
well,
yeah. I am leaning towards that being the option because the other two can probably only lead to complications.
my vote's for the goblin as well.
I mean, I agree. It's her
I would, consider was everything, and then from all the angle, I would probably pick the goblin as well.
Well, it seems like we have a decision.
We have a consensus.
Me testing something. Hold on. Hey, I fixed it. Cool. All right. Sorry.
Don't worry.
I just out of nowhere just do a backflip.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, it did roll less than 10, but it's back to looking correct for this. All right. If that is our decision, is LeChamp in here? Or did she stay outside?
She stayed outside.
Then I'll say let's head out and let LeChamp know of our decision and inform the rest of them.
We confirmed that we can only hire one, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and also at this point, like I say, to just reduce potential complications, it just makes more sense. So we'll go out and talk to LeChamp.
You walk out onto the deck still anchored there in Fandolin. And the three are no longer just standing there waiting for you, but Lechamp has them working Vantage. Hey, what did I say her name?
Vantage. You said
Yeah,
Vantage initially,
Vantage.
not Vantage.
Vantage.
Yeah.
Is scurrying about the poop deck, moving things around. Well, Lechamp has the other two removing some old crates down the plank onto the ground. The champ approaches you. So, what does you come up with?
Well, we have a consensus. We will, if you are with the information and the revelation, still okay with having this member in your crew and under your care, Vantage be the one that we choose.
Okay. I want to say I agree with you. The other two were too uptight, too much of assholes. Give me a minute while I go break the heart of these two pricks. And she goes down you see her go down
Don't
the
enjoy
plank.
it too much.
And you see her talking to the two as they like had already been almost as if Lechamp knew you all might lean this way. She already had them off the ship. You see her discuss them. They seem a little outraged. See a little bit of bewilderment and disgust, but it doesn't faze Lechamp as she turns her back on him, walks up the poop deck, and immediately has her crew pull it up. We ready?
Look to everybody.
I believe
see
so.
nods, and say,
Vantage?
on your order, Captain.
Welcome aboard. And you see this little being who had gone back to their pale skin, immediately kind of wipe it away, go back to her goblin form, and just like in exulting, happiness starts like thrusting her hips and giving some fist bumps. And she runs and starts scurrying boxes and ropes and stuff and untying the anchors, so you guys can take flight.
I'll lean over to Val and go, it's gonna be terrible on cannons.
Powder monkey? I'll have to keep an eye on her. We'll see.
You look at her as she
I'm
like
terrible on
scampers
cannons.
like
I can't really pass judgment.
you look at her, she like kind of like on all four scampers in between like tasks. Powder monkey doesn't seem too far off. You guys head up into this clouds.
Did say she could do everything, and she was the best worker out of the three of them. So she's probably better at cannons than I am.
You guys head up into the air, and you see Fandolin start to like shrink in the distance. A familiar red figure at the doorstep of the keep waves you off as you guys begin to turn. Lechamp looks to Val and Arendor, to the Serpent Hills.
Yes, we've received information that near the
Arendor
Serpent Hills.
just claps you on the back, and we received the information.
Okay,
Don't worry.
Good. I'll...
Brookside Bridge, it's going to be quite a wonder. I've been looking more into it, and we're able to find out some information. It's the Eastern Tradeway along the Winding Water. We'll know when we have seen the black granite and the bear's sculpted images of the deities Sirik and Bahal. They seem to
Put
be
it in the chat.
commemorating the legendary battle they fought to the bridge during the time of troubles. I'm excited. This is going to be a journey into the past. We just need to be wary of the contingent of paladins that, from the theocracy of Altergard, that maintain the watch over the bridge in the newly built keep.
Bill Key.
Yes, the
Tell
keep
me-
that overlooks the bridge
The theocracy of what?
of Altergard. Guess we'll see more in about 4 days. You guys continue on your path. You guys good to stop there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's a good spot to stop. I would have finished my book in the week that we were in Waters Deep, right? Like the last night.
I think when you had asked
You said 18 hours.
was, which was 3 days, right?
4 days.
It was before the 3 days.
It was going to be 4
There's
days.
like 4 or 5 days left.
Right, so I think you're going to finish this up in the air.
Alright, that's fine.
So before you land at the bridge, you're going to have this information.
Alright, cool. Because I want to finish the book and give it to my brother.
Right on.
Alright. Let's go over here.
I'm ready to meet more paladins.
Let's hope they're nice.
All paladins are nice.
First off,
you literally beat people into pulp. I don't
exactly.
I don't think you're a good measure of telling people that they're nice.
No, I'm nice. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're nice to everybody you're not punching.
Yeah. Well, don't give me a reason to punch you, and then I'll be nice.
Those are words to live by, honestly.
I know,
Words I live
seriously.
by. As someone
Well,
who has
alright.
actively punched someone.
It was fun. To
All right.
All right, we got a new member of the ship.
Make sure she doesn't die.
Yeah.
The goblin.
I'm really surprised you didn't do a handshake check on her there, Alex.
I was thinking about it really early on, and then I got like caught up on my tests, and then I forgot. Fuck. I was gonna have everyone do this.
It's all right. It was a cryptic. It was a very cryptic interrogation. I have to say.
Need everyone to roll their wrists.
Oh no, he was talking about the
Yeah, the opposite hand
yeah.
thing.
no, the Tiamat one. Were you
No,
not talking
no,
about the
no,
Tiamat?
No,
we're
he's
talking
like
about-
he's
we're talking
he's trying to make
about
sure
wrist.
he's trying
No,
to
do a
he's,
Rakshasa test.
Yeah.
Everyone
he has to come
fingers.
up with a
Give me
foolproof
spirit
Rakshasa
fingers.
test for everybody he comes into contact with.
Yeah,
My detect magic wouldn't actually pick up the Rakshasa.
Nope.
correct.
I don't. So Alex, in your inventory, do you have rope?
Yes.
He has endless rope.
I have endless rope.
I know. Then why don't you try to use the rope to rope the horse? That was the thing I want to ask you. Is that why is it that you want to electrocute the horse? I've been sitting there and I was like, why? I thought we all have
'Cause
rope
he's
in our
all-
inventory.
he's all about pizzazz.
Because
Oh god.
taking out rope doesn't make you can't just like throw rope on a horse and just have it work. You'd have to like make a lasso and then do a thing and then like do it. I was
To
trying
be
to
fair,
do...
you weren't under You weren't like doing
I was trying to do it like under pressure.
turn orders anyways.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I was
okay.
like under
So-
pressure. It's like you made it sound like it was
Okay.
like a very critical moment. I was trying to like not like.
Yeah, for the
spend-
2 ladies that were being crushed to death.
You didn't make it sound like they were crushed to death. You made it sound like they're about to be crushed by the fucking horse. So I was
I don't
like,
think
I'm gonna,
so.
I'm gonna
I don't
save
think
them
that's
the
what I
horse.
said.
All right, bye everybody on the stream.